just wanted to share that. I do want to talk about one other thing. You touched a little bit about addiction and things like that. And so when you have somebody that's close to you, a family member that's their path of most allowance to feel good, but then you have other family members that are focused on action of trying to help them and so forth. Do you have any soothing words or anything to help with that and how you can deal with family members that are focused on this one person or other family member that's really, they want to take action, they want to do all these things to help this person? Obviously, I know I need to stay in alignment and get off the subject, but I still have to interact with them. I live, thousands of miles away and I do really good, but I'm about to go spend a lot of time in a very close environment with these people. So are there any things that you can give me to help?
Don't go. Well,
that's not an option. I have to go.
The thing that we would say to them as they're trying to help someone is the exact thing that we want to say to you as you're trying to help someone who helps someone.
Okay. That's what I need to hear.
So you want them to understand that focusing upon the problem never helps. And we want you to understand that focusing upon the problem of them focusing upon the problem never helps.
Of course.
Someone in this chain of pain has to decide to be the one who unconditionally feels good. So we want to ask you, now we sort of gave you a clue when we said don't go.
Right, I understand.
But you say, well, given everything that's involved, that really isn't an option. I feel I must go. So what we're saying is, don't go there. Don't go to a problem. Don't go into a nest of people who have decided that they are in intervention mode.
Thank you.
Because intervention mode is sticking my nose in somebody else's business where it does not belong mode. That's what intervention mode always is, because you cannot vibrate for another person. You know what's better than intervention mode? Loving them anyway mode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking at them through the eyes of source mode, and not just looking at the one who you're worried about the addiction, but looking at those who are worried about them. In other words, it's not an easy thing to mind your own business, because when you care about people, they feel like they are your business. But we want you to focus upon the vortexual, vibrational reality version of them. And that's really what deliberate creating is all about. Do I, in my human form, have the ability to focus upon my vortex version when the see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it version is right in front of my face in a very vivid way? Well, the answer to that question is no. You're probably not going to be very good at it unless you've practiced that. And then sometimes you have to put up with being called aloof, or being called unavailable, or being called disinterested. And so that's really the crux of your question. How can I, Abraham, how can I pretend to be what they need me to be in order to keep things level? And we say, here we go again. So what you've just got to decide to be is the happy, tuned in, tapped in person that you are. So this is exactly the way we would approach this if we were standing in your physical shoes. So imagine planning a trip somewhere, and there are a lot of moving parts involved, and you're trying to keep every part of the trip in your mind. So how am I going to get my Tesla out of the garage? Will the garage door actually work? When I back out, will the path be clear? Will I be able to move out onto the thoroughfare, and will there be clear traffic on my way to the airport? Will I be able to find a parking place in the airport? And will I be able to manage my bags and get them across the curb? And will the baggage handlers handle my bags properly? And will I get on an airplane, and will the airplane be on time? Will it go to really where I want it to be? Will I land in the other place? When I get there, will there be someone to meet? In other words, you would make yourself never want to go anywhere if you had to have all of those things active in your mind, if you were trying to deal with all of those things that aren't even present right now all at once. It's a silly analogy in the sense that no one would want to live like that. And yet it's the way so many of you do relative to so many things, because you haven't experienced consciously, you haven't been in step 5 long enough to really trust that the universe is going to feed to you what you need when you need it, and that you're going to be there to receive it.
Right.
That's really what we want you to realize, is that you're going to get the right impulse at the right time if you're in the receptive mode. If you haven't let the circumstances worry you, if you haven't been fretting over it, if you haven't been staying awake at night, if you're expecting a positive outcome, even though you don't know all of the details of how the positive outcome will be, then you will be surprised and delighted at the opportunities that will reveal themselves to you, at the conversations that other people will start, at the receptive mode that they will be in, at the circumstances and events that will be orchestrated so that your interaction in it will be of benefit. Things don't have to be hard. They are not supposed to be hard. And when you're in the receptive mode, they're not hard. Nothing serious is going on. Things are always working out for you. And the thrill, as you said, it's not the end result of having the car. It was the fun of the dance all along the way. It was the surprise and delight at who said what when, and how they looked when they said it, and how so many things that you wished to be said didn't even have to be said by you. They were said by others. And what a happy party the whole thing was, and how good it was to all get together, and how everyone is feeling better for having had the experience. It's the journey. 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 It's going to take a while. It's the journey. 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 Journey in the receptive mode, divine. Journey not in the receptive mode, hard. Hard.
That's exactly what I needed to hear. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.